What's up, Celine? All right, I think I got this set up. Check, check. Okay, that's working. Check, check. Okay, mics are working. This is gonna be pretty quick. Yeah. Took the weekend off. Family in town. Son's birthday. I'm gonna be streaming longer later today. My son's taking a nap, and when he wakes up, he is not gonna want me to be on here. So, why is my camera always sideways? That's so annoying. Why does it do that? Interesting. I jumped on. Yeah, as a person in Baltimore. What's up? What's up, Zero? Dalton, what's going on? Is it going to be warm the rest of the March in the Northeast? Well, the Northeast is actually the one part of the East that's staying a little bit cooler. Although, as we push out, look at this, into the 15th and on, pretty big warm-up up there. In the immediate future, we still have some pretty cool temperatures trying to stay up in the East. You can see right here. Another little troughing pattern pushing up into the Northeast, New England. Warm air takes over, and then it looks like we're going to want more cold air up there again. So, this right here would be a big cool down for maybe the last big winter-like cool down for the East around the 21st. This is the time frame between the 20th and 22nd where some models see snow again for the Mid-Atlantic. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. I don't know. GFS sees it, the Euro doesn't. And the Euro's been doing good at the end of the season. So, you can see how the March, that might be it. You can see how the GFS handles this, the American model. There's that big trough, and then it wants to put some snow down back into portions of Virginia, Delaware, or Maryland, Delaware, and stuff like that to produce something. I don't know though. I don't know that this trough will be this amplified. The trough is a little less amplified on the Euro, and I think that's correct. So we can see it on the Euro. It's a little less amplified, and you get some back end snow. You get some snow up into inner New England. I think that's probably more of like what's going to happen. This would be a big blizzard for Maine, by the way. What we're watching in our immediate future is some very severe weather through portions of the Midwest, South Central region, deep south in Ohio Valley, and we could get kind of back-to-back severe weather events there too. We can see what's happening on our SPC outlook. We've got a day 6 slight risk and a day 7 slight risk. These are probably going to easily go enhanced, maybe moderate, because when you get these risk outlooks this far out, that means that the SPC Storm Prediction Center is seeing a very, very significant setup. Let me take a look at something really quickly. Look at this big cooling event that's still happening down here, the 13th, 14th. Big stratospheric cooling event happening down here. This is a second vortice, a split of the polar vortex. Big stratospheric cooling event here. Big stratospheric warming event to the north. Now, when is the lag from this temperature going to come? That's the question. Let me look at our teleconnections, most updated teleconnections. And our Arctic oscillation is expected to go. This is a strong polar jet. This would be a strong tropospheric polar vortex. And here's the dive. So does it still want to dive? You would think so with that stratospheric warming event to the north and the stratospheric cooling event to the south. NAO staying negative. Let's see how our GFS sees it. GFS sees the same thing, sees the polar vortex weakening and diving back down to the south. In the kind of the 4th week of March, so this was pushed back. This dive down to the polar vortex, which was originally, our models were seeing this here in this time frame. Now they're seeing it here, pretty far out. Even though we have a massive stratospheric cooling event happening in the States. Around the 13th through the 15th. Very interesting. Yeah, Bray said, I don't think the cold blast they're saying will happen. What's weird is our stratospheric polar vortex is pretty much doing what it was projected to do, but it's not having the effect on the surface that you would think that it would normally have. And that can just have to do it. That can just be because of some really strong high pressure buildup in the troposphere below it. Please just give Central Ohio another snowstorm. It's getting more unlikely. I know. And we're going to see some pretty warm weather this week. It's not going to, you're still going to get one more pretty decent cool down in March. Most models, all the models have this kind of troughing move over, but this one right here looks to be a pretty big cool down for people up in the Midwest and Northeast. Right here. So, the GFS has this actually a lot further as well. The GFS has this right here would be major troughing on the GFS. So on the GFS, you're seeing temperatures, 15 to 25 degrees below normal in this region. But this is pretty far out around the 21st, like I said. So I'm not going to hold on to this yet, but as it gets closer, we'll watch it. But this week's going to be pretty hot for everyone, except for my people out west, because lots of precipitation moving in, very significant troughing. We're expected to see some good snow totals in Arizona and New Mexico through the Rockies, obviously. This is going to be a lot of snowfall, a lot of action. We've got kind of a negative PNA setting up, and a negative PNA is when you've got some troughing holding out west and some ridging holding out east. So here's our setup. Let's go into... Here's our setup here. Here it is. So troughing, cold air, moisture out west, and then some ridging out east. This is going to be a pretty big warm air buildup for a while. Now, this is expected to collapse far out here. You can see this right here. Big, the end of this GFS wants to bring a pretty big trough down into the east. Could this be one final chance at a snowstorm for the year? Maybe. March 3rd, going into the 4th week of March. Potentially one last chance for a big snowstorm out here. The odds get lower the farther you get into March, obviously. You know what I mean? You get your surface temperatures are a lot hotter because of the angle of the sun. So you need a very strong vertical trough to eject the coldest air really up from the Arctic down into the States to get that big snow chance late in the season. But when they do happen, that's when you get like some of the biggest nor'easters in history happen in March, because if you do get that cold air injection, there's way more moisture availability because the Gulf is getting super warm in March. So that's why big snowstorms in late March are rare. But when you do get them, they're more likely to dump a lot more snow than like a snowstorm in January or February, because you usually have so much more energy in the atmosphere because of a warming Gulf as you get into March and April. But this warm up this week's really going to raise our surface temperatures. What's going on, Suzette? What's going on, Jen B? Yeah, John said Gulf of. I've never referred to the change of the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America it doesn't affect me when I talk about it, because I never call it the Gulf of Mexico. I always call it the Gulf. I've never said, when I'm talking about weather stuff, I'm always like Gulf states, or the storm's entering the Gulf, or Gulf moisture. I don't know. Very few meteorologists, weather enthusiasts ever say the whole name. It's such a long Gulf of Mexico. Why would you say that when you can just say the Gulf? When I say the Gulf, people know I'm not talking about the Gulf of China. They know what I'm talking about. They know, there's never been a need for me to say the Gulf of Mexico. And so I don't think I'll be saying, I've just never. So, I don't know if I'll be saying Gulf of America, because I never said Gulf of Mexico. It's just the Gulf. Everyone knows what Gulf I'm talking about. Jen, I appreciate that. Thank you, Jen B. It says Minnesota is getting some snow next week. Yeah, so we've got almost like a copycat storm from this last snowstorm that moved through Minneapolis. Looks to be a little bit farther to the north. But let me tell you something, guys. A 970 millibar central low pressure here. This would be, I think, record-breaking. I think it would be record-breaking, especially if this got down to 969. This is like a Cat 2 over land. Obviously, it's not... It's different when they're over land. It's not compact, so it doesn't have the strength of a hurricane. But this would be incredible. This would be a major blizzard for some and major ice for others. And strong winds. This would be incredible, guys. A strong low pressure can be like 988. Okay, 970 over land is crazy. So, but this, the Euro has this kind of mostly rain and ice for Minneapolis, snow on the back end. How does our GFS handle this? Kind of same thing. Starting off with this could be potential severe weather, honestly. A little bit of severe weather out ahead of this storm. We'll see if they move that slight up. You might be even be in a marginal risk Friday, Minneapolis. And then snow on the back end. Look at this, too. This would be potential for good snow into Chicago. Another saying winds 130 to 150, but that's hard to believe. What? No. I hear Alabama may get bad weather next Saturday. Yes, Alabama's probably going to be in severe weather outbreak watch. Yeah. No. I mean, no, it's not too far out. I mean, the SPC's already called it. Here's our day 7 outlook. They already have a slight on it. This is probably going to go enhanced and possibly moderate. We have to get a little bit closer to see, though. Again, the Storm Prediction Center has to have high confidence in a severe weather outbreak for them to put a day 7 out. The farthest they can even put it out is day 8. They can't put out day 9. The farthest they can go out is day 8. Day 7, they have to have high confidence in severe weather. So we need to get closer and really see how it's going to look. But, I mean, if you want me to go out and look at some of these soundings around that time frame, just to see kind of what we're seeing here. Pretty strong shear. Almost over 1,300 forecasted CAPE. You've got your cyclical hodograph. So, yeah, I mean, this is like a decent sounding far out. The Euro always underdoes it, too, sounding-wise. The shear looks really good. Let me go back a little bit farther. Yeah. Inhibition's good. 1,600 CAPE. I mean, 1,600 forecasted surface or most unstable CAPE. This would be, right now, if you were to take this at its word, this would be at 7 a.m. on Saturday. You'd have a kind of, decent TOR parameters, meaning decent layout for tornadoes through Alabama, 7 a.m. on Saturday. This is going to change. The timing is going to adjust. The storm may slow down, speed up. Where the worst severe weather goes may move. Where our biggest trough ejections happening. Where stuff can change. But let's look at our LLJ at this time frame. So let's go to our 850 millibar jet. And is it cranking right through Alabama? See, it's actually not as bad. It's a little bit worse. Mississippi through Tennessee, Kentucky. And then right here at the end, though, this is a pretty decent look. 80 knots. This is almost 90 mile per hour winds associated with the squall line moving through eastern Alabama into Georgia. Now let's look at our mid-level jet. What's our mid-level jet doing there? Again, nothing crazy with the. I've seen crazier jet streams. So let's look at our upper level. The upper level cranks here for a second. I think Mississippi looks like to be the most dangerous area right now with this storm. Mississippi and potentially central southern Tennessee. But we need more time to see. They already have a slight over Alabama, so. Kimber, what's going on? I appreciate you, Kimber. Thank you, Jemby. Kimber, I appreciate that. Jen with the 3. I appreciate you, Jen. Could the severe weather upcoming be a big tornado outbreak? Yes, it could. Will it? We need a little bit more time. Does it have the potential to? 100%, yes. We've got some heavy shear in the forecast. We've got a pretty strong, the most impressive thing to me was the lower level jet pulling in off the Gulf. We have a Gulf that's 1.5 degrees Celsius above average, which is significant with water temperature. So a lot more heat and moisture available for us. This low pressure system up over the Midwest wants to get down to 970. That means you're going to be having this thing really, really pulling. We're going to have some strong southwesterlies. And we could have some really, really significant lift out ahead of this. So let's look at our instability, actually. Let's look at our instability. Let's go to most unstable CAPE. Ooh, this may surprise me. I haven't looked at this. Oh my. If this cap breaks, this is not dangerous right now because this is a cap. You have okay. Oh my gosh, I got a call. One second, guys. One second, guys. Holy. Answer. We need to get Matt on here, guys. Look at the surface. Surface Cape 3400. There's no way. The inhibition's going to keep tornadoes from forming here, but if this cap breaks, yeah, this is okay, guys. Give me a second. This right here would be, if you can get the surface temperatures. Okay, well, let me call Matt. Let me try one more time. Significant shear, significant cape, interesting looking photograph. Dew points are solid. Wonder what he's doing, guys. He does this full time. This is for Friday, Saturday. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. You're going to say hi, stream, okay? Are you going to say hi, stream? Someone's up. Guys, I'm probably going to take a 30-minute break and then come right back on. Can you say hi, stream? Can you say hi, stream? Say hi, stream. Hi, stream. All right, guys, I'm going to take a 30-minute break and be right back on. Yes, Friday into Saturday could be a very decent tornado outbreak. This is a very extremely concerning. Right now, this isn't breaking the cap, but this is a very concerning looking sounding. Let me go here. And this one does. So we need to talk about this. I'll be back on in about 30 minutes, guys. I need to get him some food and stuff and then wait for my wife to get home. She'll be home soon. And I'm getting right back on. Jen, I appreciate you. I'll be right back on, guys, okay? See you in a little bit. Can you say bye-bye? Fishy, say bye-bye. No? He's going to sit there looking cute.